Why your negative emotions are your secret weapon, what they won't tell you, the toxic positivity trap, why faking happiness is making you sick. If you've been told that success means staying positive 24/7, you're about to discover the most revolutionary emotional breakthrough of our time. What I'm about to reveal completely destroys the toxic positivity industry and could transform how you relate to every single emotion you experience. Society has programmed you to believe that sadness, anger, and frustration are glitches in your system, that you should be high vibe constantly, like you're malfunctioning every time you feel anything other than joy. But here's the truth they don't want you to discover: your negative emotions are actually your most accurate internal GPS system. Think about it. When you feel anger, your body is signaling that a boundary has been crossed. When you feel sadness, you're processing something important you've lost. When you feel anxiety, you're identifying something that needs your attention. These aren't bugs in your system, they're advanced features of your emotional operating system. The personal development industry makes billions selling you the illusion that you're broken and need fixing. They've turned your natural emotions into defective products that need to be swapped for a premium version of happiness. It's like selling you a GPS that only shows happy destinations, ignoring all the necessary routes to get where you actually need to go. Your real evolution begins when you stop fighting yourself and start decoding the messages your emotions are sending. Every negative feeling carries valuable intel about your values, your boundaries, and your unmet needs. It's your personal navigation system trying to guide you toward a more authentic life. The problem isn't feeling anger, sadness, or fear. The problem is not knowing how to interpret these signals. It's like having a smartphone and only using it to make calls. You're wasting a universe of functionality that could revolutionize your entire experience. When you accept that your negative emotions are allies, not enemies, something powerful happens. You develop real emotional intelligence, not the superficial version that teaches you to suppress feelings, but the genuine ability to use every emotion as a growth tool. True transformation doesn't come from eliminating negativity from your life, it comes from integrating all your emotions into one cohesive, functional system. It's like learning to pilot all the controls of your mind. Instead of trying to shut down half the dashboard, your mental health improves dramatically when you stop wasting energy fighting your own feelings and start channeling them productively. It's the difference between swimming against the current and learning to navigate with it. Most people spend their entire lives at war with their own emotional system, wondering why they feel exhausted and disconnected. They're literally fighting their own internal guidance system, then wondering why they feel lost. The game changer moment happens when you realize that emotional maturity isn't about feeling good all the time, it's about becoming fluent in the language your psyche uses to communicate with you. Your emotions aren't random chaos that needs to be controlled. They're sophisticated data about your inner world, your relationships, and your environment. Learning to read this data accurately is like upgrading from emotional illiteracy to emotional mastery. Action strategy: the emotional intel protocol. For the next 3 days, whenever you feel an intense emotion, pause for 2 minutes and ask, what valuable information is this emotion bringing me? Write down the answer without judgment. You'll discover that your negative emotions are incredibly precise messengers. If you're ready to transform your emotions into powerful allies, drop decoding in the comments. Show this resonates by hitting that like button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next revelations that will complete your emotional transformation. Your anger is your superpower. How to turn pain into unstoppable drive. Shocking discovery: the two emotions you try hardest to avoid might be your most powerful tools for creating the life you actually want. What I'm about to share goes against everything you've been taught about emotional management. Your anger isn't a character flaw, it's a sophisticated alarm system indicating that your values are being violated. Every episode of anger carries precise information about what matters to you, where your boundaries are, and what changes need to happen in your life. Think of your anger as a highly trained security consultant. It doesn't show up to cause problems, it shows up to protect something valuable. When you feel angry because someone disrespected your time, your body is defending your personal worth. When you get irritated by injustice, you're manifesting your ethical principles. Sadness, on the other hand, is your wisest teacher. It forces you to process losses, recognize what had value in your life, and create space for what's new. Without sadness, you accumulate unprocessed experiences that eventually turn into emotional blocks. Think of sadness as an emotional archivist. It organizes your memories, highlights what was significant, and prepares your emotional system for new experiences. When you allow sadness to do its job, it naturally transforms into wisdom and compassion. The problem emerges when society teaches you to suppress these emotions instead of processing them. It's like turning off your home security system. Instead of investigating why the alarm is going off, you lose crucial information about your emotional safety. Real strategies for converting negative emotions into evolutionary fuel start with recognizing that every feeling has a specific function. Your anger can become focused determination. Your sadness can transform into deep empathy. Your fear can evolve into intelligent caution. The toxic positivity industry profits by keeping you at war with your own feelings. They sell the illusion that evolution means eliminating discomfort, when in reality it means learning to dance with it. When you develop real emotional fluency, you can extract value from every feeling without being dominated by it. It's like learning to drive in different weather conditions. You don't wait for the rain to stop. You develop skills to navigate in the rain. Your emotional freedom doesn't come from feeling only positive emotions, but from having the capacity to process any emotion constructively. It's developing confidence in your ability to handle whatever emotional state arises. The breakthrough happens when you stop seeing emotions as things that happen to you and start seeing them as information that flows through you. This shift transforms you from a victim of your feelings into a master of your inner world. Most people are afraid of their own emotional depth because they've never learned the skills to navigate it safely. It's like being afraid of the ocean because you never learned to swim. The solution isn't avoiding water, it's developing competence. When you become emotionally fluent, you gain access to parts of yourself that have been locked away by fear and social conditioning. You discover strengths you didn't know you had and possibilities you couldn't see before. Action strategy. The emotional transmutation protocol. When you feel intense anger, ask, what value of mine is being protected? When you feel deep sadness, ask, what is this emotion teaching me about what matters? Use these insights to make decisions more aligned with your true values. If you're ready to transform your most challenging emotions into fuel for evolution, share Transmuting in the comments. Show you understand the power of this approach by liking this content, and stay connected to discover how to take this transformation into your relationships. The Honesty Hack: Why being real about your feelings kills anxiety forever. Mind-blowing revelation. The anxiety you feel might not be a disorder, but a natural reaction from a system that's constantly lying to itself. What I'm about to share could completely revolutionize your relationship with stress. You've been conditioned to believe that emotional honesty is dangerous vulnerability, that admitting when you're not okay is a sign of weakness, that maintaining a facade of positivity is necessary to be accepted and loved. But here's the truth. This constant performance is exactly what's destroying your mental health. Every time you lie about how you feel, your nervous system registers an incongruence. It's like forcing your computer to run a program that consumes all the RAM. Eventually, everything slows down and bugs start appearing. Your anxiety might simply be your body protesting the massive energy you spend maintaining a persona that isn't you. It's like wearing clothes 3 sizes too small all day. Uncomfortable, restrictive, and unsustainable long term. Emotional honesty doesn't mean dumping your problems on everyone. It means stopping the waste of precious energy hiding your humanity from people who supposedly care about you. It means having the courage to be genuine instead of perfect. When you start practicing emotional honesty, something magical happens. The people around you feel authorized to do the same. You create a field of authenticity that invites deeper, more meaningful relationships. Think about the difference between an actor on stage and a person talking with a close friend. On stage, every gesture is calculated, every expression is planned. With the friend, there's natural flow, spontaneity, real connection. Which of these experiences do you want your life to be? The most subtle social manipulation is convincing us that our true personality is inadequate. that we need an edited, filtered, optimized version of ourselves to be worthy of love and respect. It's like selling a product by saying the original is defective. Your evolution happens when you free yourself from this prison of external approval. When you realize that people who can't handle your humanity aren't your people. When you understand that relationships based on performance are relationships with your mask, not with you. The fear of external judgment is what keeps most people trapped in lives they didn't choose. It's preferring the safety of social approval to the risk of authenticity. But safety without authenticity isn't peace, it's comfortable imprisonment. Strategies for developing emotional courage start small and grow gradually. It's like strengthening a muscle. You don't start by lifting to 100 pounds, but with exercises that challenge without destroying. The transformation accelerates when you realize that the people worth having in your life actually prefer your authentic self to your perfect performance. Real connection requires real vulnerability, not manufactured invulnerability. Your mental health breakthrough comes when you stop spending energy on emotional camouflage and start investing that same energy in genuine self-expression. It's redirecting power from hiding to healing. Most anxiety disorders are actually authenticity disorders, your system rebelling against the constant effort to be someone you're not. When you align your external expression with your internal reality, much of that tension naturally dissolves. Action strategy. The Gradual Authenticity Protocol. Choose one trusted person and, for 1 week, practice emotional honesty in small doses. Instead of automatic, "I'm fine," try processing some things, or, "Today's been challenging." Notice how this small change impacts the quality of connection. If you're ready to experiment with the freedom of authenticity, declare authentic in the comments. Confirm this approach makes sense to you by liking, and prepare to discover how this personal transformation connects to your greater purpose. The Success Code. Nobody talks about how to win without needing anyone's approval. Final discovery that will rewrite your definition of success. The fulfillment you're seeking isn't in external achievements, but in the capacity to live aligned with who you really are. Prepare for a perspective that could change everything. The system programmed you to measure success through external metrics, money in the bank, social recognition, approval from others. But these are measures of performance, not fulfillment. It's like judging the quality of music by the amount of applause, instead of how it resonates in your soul. Authentic success is waking up every day knowing your choices reflect your true values. It's the ability to look in the mirror and recognize the person you see, not just like the image they project. When you live in constant performance, developing a persona to please others, you become a stranger to yourself. It's like being an actor who forgot who they were before stepping on stage. The anxiety you feel might simply be homesickness for who you really are. Your deepest evolution happens when you stop outsourcing your self-worth to external approval. When you understand that no amount of likes, compliments, or recognition can fill the void created by living a life that isn't yours. The personal development industry feeds on your internal disconnection. They sell universal formulas for a problem that can only be solved individually. Discovering who you are when nobody's watching. Authentic fulfillment isn't a destination you reach, but an ongoing process of alignment. It's like tuning an instrument. It requires constant attention, but the result is harmonious music instead of chaotic noise. Your inner peace is born when you free yourself from the need to justify your choices to others. When you realize that the most important opinion about your life is your own. When you understand that you're the only one qualified to define what constitutes success in your journey. The game changes completely when you shift from seeking approval to seeking alignment. Instead of asking, "Will others approve?" you start asking, "Does this feel true to me?" This single shift revolutionizes every decision you make. Most people live their entire lives performing for an audience that doesn't even exist. They make choices based on what they imagine others expect, not on what actually matters to them. It's like being a slave to phantom masters. Strategies for cultivating authentic fulfillment begin with brutal honesty about what you actually value versus what you were taught to value. It's developing courage to disappoint people who expect you to be someone you're not. When you align your actions with your true values, something powerful happens. You develop internal integrity. Your decisions flow naturally because they come from a solid center, not reactions to what others expect. The freedom you've been seeking isn't in achieving more, it's in needing to prove less. It's the liberation that comes from knowing your worth isn't up for debate, because you've defined it for yourself.